I don't think enough people know just how much danger we're in due to the growing gap. Well, the growing wealth consolidation, wealth, power, and influence consolidation that is happening in our world and really has been happening for decades, if not centuries, right? If you pull back and really look at and get a broad perspective about what's happening in our world, you will shit your pants, quite frankly. Go and look at the growing wealth inequality gap. And I'll be talking about this more in future videos because I think it's very important. And I don't think enough people are looking at it because we're so, let me finish my thought. Go and look at the growing wealth inequality gap and how many dollars are being taken out of, especially third world countries and really every country, and consolidated into the power centers of our world. And I'm talking about the United States, London, these big financial, the historical superpowers of the world, and you all know them, right? It's been happening, but what's happening is so that there's a deliberate, concerted effort to distract us and disinform us about what's happening. And when I talk about distractions, I'm talking about COVID. Regardless of what you feel about it, it is and was a major distraction to what's really going on. See, what's really going on is basically a takeover of humanity, right? A takeover of the world. And they're doing it through the financial system, right? And also political system, the United Nations, the World Health Organization, countries, political leaders in countries, and they distract you by COVID. They distract you by CLIMATE CHANGE. And I don't say these words because I don't want the little helpful, fact checkers to put a little thing on the video or flag it. Those two. Equality, right? Again, racial inequality is nothing compared to wealth inequality and power inequality, where those resources and that power is consolidated to a very few people on the planet, a very few people. LGBTQ, what else is there out there that's distracting us? Those are the big four right there. The big one that they're really pushing right now is the CLIMATE change. But if more people realized that those things are nothing compared to the problem we have with this growing wealth and power inequality, people would wake up really quick, because I got to tell you, it's going to touch everyone at some point in time. Let's talk about how it's being orchestrated. I mean, they've told us what they're doing. They have told us, we want you to be permanent renters. We want you to be permanently financial enslaved. I mean, not in so many words, but when Klaus Schwab says you will own nothing and be happy about it, that is permanent financial enslavement, because ownership historically, and more people need to realize this, ownership has been historically the best way to create wealth and prosperity in the history of humanity. Whatever you own, right? Of course, the first thing you own is yourself and your ability to produce value in the world. But what's happening is Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street and other institutions are buying up property in single-family homes at an alarming rate. I'll be talking about that more in future videos as well. What that does is fold those assets into their portfolio, and once they go in, they're never coming out, because those are investments. They're getting a return on investment year in, year out, and as the dollar continues to decline and will eventually crash, it's only a matter of time. This is what currencies do, right? Watch Ray Dalio's series on the changing, who's at the top, who's at the bottom kind of a thing, the changing world order. By the way, I want to take an opportunity right now to plug the guide that I created titled How to Save the World. You can learn more at savetheworldguide.com and go check that guide out. It's free. It's loaded with a bunch of documentaries, many of them free, most of them free. And I've provided you live links right in the PDF that you can go watch them. And also currently 31 action steps you can do to save the world and save yourself and your family. It is mind-boggling to me how every human being right now isn't focused on solving this biggest problem facing humanity. Again, this consolidation of wealth and power. I forget where I was going with that thought, but go pick up the guide there. But the reality is this, I believe it's an all hands on deck type of situation. I believe this is a war between good and evil. We're really in a pickle right now, and I don't see the level of concern that this situation should warrant in people. Right? And let's talk about some action steps. And again, you can find more of these in the guide, because I'm not here gloom and doom like we can't do anything. See, we have power. We have power, and we have the ability to use our discernment to know what we should and shouldn't do. If you can, and I know this is hard and I struggle with this, try not to buy as many things as you do on Amazon or any of the big online retailers or Walmart. Give that money down to where you can to a lower, person on the chain, or ideally in your hometown. And I know that's challenging, so you do with that what you will. Educate yourself. Watch those documentaries. Educate your family. Your family, I'll tell you something, and I've told this to people before. Once you start peeling back the layers of the corruption in our world, you will never need to watch another spy thriller, another espionage thriller, another war movie, another psychological thriller, or another horror movie, because it's playing out. The most, it's concerning, but the most, I use this word for lack of a better word, the most interesting, the most engaging movie you ever saw is playing out right before our eyes, right on the theater that is the world stage. I mean, you have the WHO, which many people believe, and I'm one of them, to be a super corrupt organization. The UN, same thing. The International Monetary Fund. I mean, destroying countries at an alarming rate, locking up and capturing resources, because that's what it's all about, right? They're using money. They're using the financial system to capture resources, and the resource that they really want the most, well, they're all valuable. I mean, not only mineral resources and land resources, but they also want human resources, right? When you are, and we've been like this for a long time, when you are a financial slave to the system and you can never get out, you have no ownership. You don't own your home. You don't really own your car. You're enslaved there. You're not free to create products and services that are in alignment with God's plan and God's vision, right? Because sometimes you're just enslaved to got to go do what you need to do to pay the bills. And it is legit a rat race. It is a legit a rat race. But when you're enslaved like that, you don't have the ability to pursue your life purpose in many cases. And this is what made me so mad about the last 3 years, is I saw so many human beings being pulled from their life purpose. And when that happens, you're in real danger as a culture and a society, because it's like Stephen Pressfield talks about, when you don't do the thing you came here to do, your ikigai, your reason for being, slay the resistance demon and dragon inside of you, and you don't do that thing, whether you're a scientist or a hairdresser or a builder or an architect or a doctor or a lawyer, by nature, by heart, by what you're built to do, you screw all of humanity, and you screw yourself, and you even screw the angels that are watching over you, because you didn't fulfill your purpose, your God-given purpose, your mission in life, right? And so that's why I started speaking out about this and changed my entire content to talk about the biggest problems facing humanity, right? So again, go pick up the guide, check it out, and follow me on social media. I share different things on different platforms. But until next time, stay awake and aware, stay really tuned into what's happening, and do not let yourself be distracted by the clown show, the media show, media industrial complex to distract you about what's really going on in our world. Because I got to tell you, what's really going on is that financial enslavement that is happening at a global scale and at an ever increasing pace. It's super concerning. So there is hope, but we have to wake up. We have to really be conscious of who we're voting for in the future, these next few years, right? Everything's on the line. So thanks so much for watching. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Click the bell if you want to be notified. And until next time, I wish you all the best health, wealth, and success. Bye-bye.